Morning. Today is the 23rd, I believe. It's Wednesday, and it's a little after 1:50 p.m. East Coast time in New York. And I have been very busy this week promoting the new book and album, which is called Home. It's about the strength of the United States and its immigrants and its diversity. But now I'm back to answering your questions, and most of the questions, again, are still coming from You Are the Universe, Discovering Your Cosmic Self. .com. I want to thank you very much for supporting the book, and I hope we'll continue these conversations so we can expand our awareness. Today's question comes from Satyaram. Satyaram says that I have heard in Osho lectures that most people cannot survive enlightenment. They die instantly. Only a few who used their brain to its most capacity survived. Can you please shed your own findings on this? And then he gave me a link. Satyaram gave me a link to a talk by Osho. So first of all, I did admire Osho and his intellect a lot, and he had some wonderful things to say. And enlightenment is a kind of interesting word because people have their own interpretations of it. So let me actually tell you what enlightenment is as understood in the traditions of Vedanta and Kashmir Shaivism and even in Buddhism, although Buddhism uses different terms, okay? So let's define enlightenment in very simple terms as self-realization, which is a simple word. Self-realization is to realize who you are. That's it. Self-realization is to realize who you are. Self-realization, to realize who the self is, what the self is. And of course, before you realize who you are, you have to know that you exist. And that, of course, is the most fundamental experience we all have, existence. So awareness of our own existence, is self-awareness. Now, knowing the deeper truth behind that existence is self-realization. Okay? And self-realization is called enlightenment. So let's look at that word, enlightenment. On means one. Enlightenment, therefore, means to be one with the light. And what is the light? Is it photons? No, it isn't. The light is the light of awareness, which makes any experience possible. So let's start with that one fundamental intellectual understanding, that there is existence. You know that you exist. I know I exist. And we also know that all this exists, that which we call other people and that which we call the universe, they also exist. Okay, so we know there is existence. Now, how do we know that there is existence? Because we are aware of existence. Because if we were not aware of existence, then we would not know what existence is. So being aware of existence is the same thing as existence. Okay, you can't have existence without the awareness of existence. That's why in Sanskrit That is called Sat, the truth, Chit, awareness, Ananda, the realization in which there is a peace that passes understanding, Sat Chit Ananda. Okay, so once we established this, that there is awareness and there's awareness of existence, then we can also say that they're the same thing. Existence and awareness of existence are the same thing. So where is this awareness to be found? Can the awareness be found inside the brain? Can it be found inside the body? Because after all, when you pinch the body, then you're aware of some experience. So you're aware of the sound, you're aware of this pinching, there's some awareness of experience. This leads us to another conclusion, that the body, including the heart or the brain, so long who asks, how about the heart? This leads to another conclusion, that the body and the heart and the brain are not the containers of experience, they are the experience itself. So some people are saying they can't hear any sound, but most people have no problems with the sound. Let me know if you can hear me. Okay, so where was I? I was saying that the body is, including the heart or the brain, is not the container of awareness. It's an experience in awareness. How do you know you have a body? You experience it. And how do you experience your body? Well, because you can see it, because you can smell it, you can taste it, you can touch it. And so you're experiencing your body as an intermittent stream of sensations and also intermittent stream of sense perceptions. These sensations and these sense perceptions are actually modifications of awareness. And the interpretation of these modifications of awareness, which we call sense perceptions, the interpretation of that is thought. And then there's feeling. Do I like the experience? Do I dislike the experience? That's feeling, that's emotion. So thinking, feeling, emotions, perceptions, and ultimately what springs from that, imagination and thought and creativity and insight and intuition, these are all modified forms of awareness. And how does awareness know its existence? Awareness knows its existence by creating a subject-object split, which means a subject of experience and then an object of experience. The subject of experience is formless being, and the objects of experience are thoughts. Thoughts are not subjects of experience, thoughts are objects of experience. You can witness your thoughts, okay? You can observe your thoughts. So the objects of experience are thoughts and then feelings and then sensations in the body, sense perceptions, and also emotions, likes, dislikes, images, imagination. They all are objects of experience. And so awareness knows itself. Awareness knows itself as both the subject and the object of experience. It's very difficult to experience awareness by itself without an experience, although of course that is ultimately the goal, to experience awareness beyond the subject-object split, which is called transcendence. Okay? So how does awareness know itself? By modifying itself into the subject of experience and the object of experience. And the object of experience, whether it's other people, whether it's your own body, whether it's the universe, the stars and galaxies, those are names we have given to the objects of experience. We have created constructs around sense perceptions, images, feelings, thoughts, sensations. And so now there is a subject-object split, which we call me and the mind, the brain, the body, the heart, the universe, other people. But all the while, it's only awareness modifying itself. That's it. Where is this awareness? Where is this awareness? And I'm going to come back to you with that after 15 seconds as I have Facebook promoting these talks and making it possible for you to listen and for me to express myself. So we have to take a 15-second break for that. Okay? So I had to take a 15-second break and I changed my position and I'm back here with you. And where we had left this conversation is that awareness knows itself both as the subject and the object of experience, and the objects of experience are just modified forms of the self, modified forms of awareness. We're calling awareness the self. And all of you are beginning to totally get this, I'm sure. And if you don't, then let me know. Okay? So once again, I want to thank you for your support. You are the universe discovering your cosmic self and why it matters. So now let's go a little deeper into the nature of enlightenment, because I said enlightenment is becoming one with the source, with the light of awareness, which is the source of all existence. Sorry for this little bit of adjustment, but I had to do that, and I guess you cannot see right now very clearly, so I'm going to just basically continue speaking, but also shift the focus a little bit. So here I am back. I hope you can see me clearly. Can you see me clearly? Okay. Enlightenment means becoming one with the light of existence, with the light of awareness. And we mentioned earlier that awareness and existence are the same thing. Okay? So now, what is the stages? What are the stages of this process, enlightenment? I will still come back to the original question that was asked, which is, can this be dangerous? Can the experience be dangerous? Okay, so I do want to answer that question as we get back, but let's see what are the stages, okay? So the stages of enlightenment go through a progressive awakening of awareness. Normally, we are only aware of experience in the waking state of consciousness, in the deep sleep state of consciousness, we are not aware. We have dream state of consciousness. So normally people go through these three stages, which are waking, dreaming, and sleeping. And so waking is the most excited state of consciousness, because consciousness is modulating itself as sense perceptions, and these excited states of consciousness create the experience of me and the other. So awareness modifies itself as me and all this. At night, there is a little dialing down of the excitations of consciousness, and as there is dialing down in the excited states of consciousness, we have something called a dream, the dream state of consciousness. We don't realize that the waking state is also a dream, because it's an intermittent experience of sensations, images, feelings, thoughts that are arising and subsiding in every now. So even though they seem to exist in time, they're so ephemeral and so transient and so evanescent that you cannot catch experience. Therefore, all experience is dream. All experience is dream. But at night, it's a different kind of dream. And then when you are in deep sleep, then all the excitations have subsided and there's no experience, but there is still some fundamental awareness of existence. Now, the fourth state in Sanskrit is called Turiya. Turiya means transcendental consciousness. Transcendental consciousness means that you have experience of awareness, but you have transcended space-time and causality. So there's awareness now, but there is no experience other than awareness of awareness. So that's called Turiya. Turiya. And if you're experiencing Turiya on a regular basis through various techniques, metacognition, self-awareness, self-reflection, transcendence, mantra practice, awareness of body, awareness of sensations, images, feelings, thoughts, awareness of mental relationship, awareness of the web of relationship, and you continue to do this, then the awareness of awareness begins to wake up in the deep sleep state of consciousness. So there is the awareness of a presence, and in that presence you can have the experience slowly that you are witnessing body-mind even in deep sleep, because the presence has woken up. And so that is called Turiya Tata. Turiya Tata is also called cosmic consciousness. It's to be local and non-local at the same time. What many Christian theologians call to be in the world and not of it. Okay, and there's a deepening of the sense of existence and the inseparability of existence, therefore experience of synchronicity, experience of deep creativity, loss of the fear of death, because you realize that you're not the body-mind, that the body-mind are experiences happening in you, and those experiences are in time, but you are the timeless being. So cosmic consciousness is local and non-local awareness at the same time. You begin to realize that you're a non-local being having a local experience, a spiritual being having a human experience. And then as there is deepening of that, then that leads to something in Sanskrit that is called Chetana, Bhagavad Chetna, divine consciousness. So you begin to have the awakening of the presence in which experience happens in both the subjects and the objects of experience. Whatever you see, there's the presence of there's the presence of awareness, not only in the subject of experience, but in the object of experience. There's communion, and this is the realm where synchronicity is even deeper, and also creativity is deeper. There's comfort in embracing unpredictability, because you get rid of your habitual certainties, and there is a deepening of the experience that we call love and joy and compassion and equanimity, and one feels that one is moving in the direction of truth, goodness, beauty, harmony, and so forth. So this is also a realm where everything appears miraculous. Asha, Stone, and 34 others shared. Thank you for sharing the video, Asha, and everybody else. Okay, so yes, there's comfort in unpredictability, because you lose your habitual certainties, which you realize were just part of the conditioned mind. Okay, so divine consciousness, the realm of the miraculous, Bhagavad Chetna, and then the final movement into what is called unity consciousness, Brahmi, Chetna, enlightenment, where the subject of experience and all the objects of experience become one, and you see yourself as the formless being in which the whole universe is arising and subsiding in an eternal now. In an eternal now. Total joy, bliss, ecstasy. And this is the kind of ecstasy that is felt in the body as physical ecstasy, the sensuality of every experience, as mythical ecstasy, as the awakening of all the archetypes and the gods and goddesses that have been lying asleep in embryo in your awareness, and finally sacred ecstasy, one with the source of all existence. So these are the progressive stages of awakening, and I don't think there is any danger at all, to answer the question that was asked earlier. Can this lead to death? So it can lead to a different kind of death, and that is the death of the ego. The death of the ego, which is of course an important death, because the ego never existed in the first place. The ego was a socially induced hallucination. I'm going back to the email that came from Satyaram. Satyaram was quoting Osho and saying that most people cannot survive enlightenment. Well, their ego cannot survive, and there will be ego death. What about the physical body? The physical body takes care of itself when left alone. The physical body is self-regulating, because actually the physical body is also a modified form of consciousness. So it's self-regulating, self-organizing, self-evolving, and left alone it is self-healing. So now my phone is ringing and I'm going to ignore that, but I think we made the point, right? The point is made that there is no danger to the physical body. Now, some people get enlightenment experiences very suddenly, as the sudden awakening of the Kundalini, or as some people get glimpses of it through drugs, and that can cause extreme discomfort in the physical body, because it happens too fast and there is no integration between mind, body, and the world, between mind, body, and experience. Okay, so Satyaram, I hope I've answered your question, and thank you once again, everyone, for joining me every day. We are discussing questions that are coming from readers of You Are the Universe, Discovering Your Cosmic Self, and Why It Matters. But you can ask me any question, and you can send these questions to info@jayo.com. 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 Once again, info@jayo.com. I check my email every day and I answer the questions in the order that I have received. And so once again, thank you very much for joining me. I'm going to give you a little glimpse of what I'm seeing outside my window right now. And this is, well, there you are. This is what I'm experiencing outside my window. And I am now going to get ready and do all the things I have to do this afternoon in order to finish my day. I'll be on Bloomberg tonight discussing the American wall as proposed by Donald Trump, and I'm sure you agree with me that that is not such a great idea. It's not good for relationships with our neighbors, it's not good for business, it's not good for trade, it's not good for taxes, it's not good for the environment. But do watch Bloomberg tonight if you can. And in the meanwhile, goodbye, and I'll connect with you tomorrow.